turning on his mic. Ken Parks. There he is. Ken Parks, film, stage
What's going
actor,
on?
visual art. Ken, you got to listen in to this last part. I mean, was that like foreplay to this, to the main course here? Were you getting?
Oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready for the crescendo. Yeah, I was actually I was in there talking, even though I know I was muted. I was like, no, that's cool. No, I'm into that. That's fine. No, that's good. No, that's great.
You know what?
What's wrong with that?
Let's you know what? Let's pick up with Ken, kind of where we left off with the last segment, Russ. Ken, the topic was, women who say no. These are deal breakers for them. The top number one topic was what was it? The pre-shower oral sex.
Yeah, no. What's up with that? Look, like, be passionate, be in the moment. I mean, if you're into the person and there's a chemistry and emotional connection or enough alcohol, I mean, you're good to go.
Wow.
Why would you?
That's
pause
it. That's a good point. Alcohol.
Hold that thought. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go shower.
Yeah.
I mean, look, showers for after.
True.
Russ?
But all that, Kevin, all that can be wrapped up into the nutshell that I said was, if they're hot enough. I didn't mean just by looks. I mean, all those things come into play. It's like, if they're hot enough means, are they turning me on enough? And if they're turning me on enough, then I'm suiting up, buddy. I'm down for the count.
Suiting
Right, it doesn't
up.
even matter. If you're talking like Wonder Woman or Belle or My Little Pony, I mean, I'm good to go. Shit.
My Little Pony's a little rough, but we'll go with it.
All right, Ken, thanks for hanging with us. It's been a good sport.
Yeah.
You and I have been chatting, I don't know, a month or so about getting you on. You're finally on.
For a minute.
What is up, man?
Yeah.
What is up? What is up, Hollywood?
Oh,
you diva?
man. Yeah, nice. Shit, what's not up? I'm not sleeping right now because it's kind of funny, man. The scene in Louisville is it's my favorite. I love it so much. There's so much amazing talent here, and everything that I'm a part of, acting, visual art, writing, directing, producing, any of that, fundraising. There's just so much talent here, and I'm just so honored and proud to be a part of it. And I think for me at least, it goes in spurts. So I literally had some shows in the fall, some things going on. Finished in January playing the Queen Succubus. I was bearded and in drag in Vampire Lesbians Asylum, which is one of the longest running off-Broadway shows ever, and it was amazing. The Alley Theater, which is my resident troupe, that's where I'm on the board of directors, and that's the place where when I got back into theater, that's kind of where I started back out at. My first show there was a Bob Nixon show, and then of course Point Break Live, where I played the man Patrick Swayze, which was fun. But and I took some time off after that, and just did a little bit of writing, did some stuff. We do at Kaiju once a month, sketch comedy called Sketchy Stuff, and I write and act in that. But haven't had any really big productions, and then all of a sudden it just blew up. Literally, Doug Shetty from the Bartown wanted me to read for something, and we're doing something in July called Bethany, where I play, I don't want to give things away, but let's just say a homeless person who's squatting in a house that might be a little out there. That's all I'll say about that one. But then in August, we've got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and the play is based more on the book than the movie, but one of my favorite movies of all time, and this one just kills it in that. He just kicks ass in that movie. But I think the whole entire damn city tried out for McMurphy. Everyone wanted that, of course. And I was asked if for various reasons, if I would be the chief. And if you read the book, Chief had really a much bigger role in the play as well. And Andy Cezanne, who's doing McMurphy, and the entire cast, and the director, Craig Nolan Riley, it's just going to be an amazing, amazing play. And we've been rehearsing the shit out of both of those. So, and then there's some film stuff coming up. I'm hoping to be part of the 48-hour film fest again. I've got a possible art show coming up. What else? There's, of course, something I'm really excited and honored about. A friend of mine reached out to me to host an event for autistic children on the 29th at the art show place.
Cool.
That's in the Highlands. Yeah, 3 to 5 on the 29th of July. And that's going to be a fundraiser to help bring art camp next year to autistic children. I hope everyone check that out. It's on my Facebook page as well. But and then, of course, one of the things I'm really proud about, and I'm taking myself out here, is a screenplay that I'm writing that's going to be a romantic comedy, full length, and I'm hoping to have screenplay done the next few months and start seeking backing, some producers, and start primary filming next year. And there should be some pretty big surprises. It's kind of a romantic comedy for thinking people. And as I write this, I see more and more, this is really the story of my really fucked up dating life. I've been single since August of last year, and I haven't really been single for about 8 years. I kind of jumped from one to another, and it's a different world out there. I don't know if you all know that. I'm sure maybe you do, but it's kind of a comedy and tragedy. funny and it's interesting, but yeah, it's a crazy dating world out there. It's really wild. I feel like sometimes I've landed on the planet of the apes. Everything's backwards from when I last left.
Russ,
It's
are you
crazy.
doing the Planet of the Apes thing? Go ahead, Russ.
I had a pretty big production over the weekend. I call it Midnight at White Castle, and but it was actually supposed to be after midnight at White Castle, but I blew the line. But anyway,
yeah, you blew it. I was there after midnight as well, Russ. But go ahead. Yeah. It's your story.
It was the production stank. I'll tell you that much. But the dating thing, I can totally get down. I can understand that. I mean, I got a buddy that my business partner that has just had a real somebody. You should interview him and some of his stuff. He's down in San Antonio. He had an attorney he had a date with the other day. One date, and she calls him like 3 days later and says that she told her mom about him, and that she was wondering if he could find a babysitter for 2 weeks so they could go to Paris, and that she understands that he has 2 kids, but she wants 2 more. She went full stage 4 clinger on him. And I thought that was kind of interesting for an attorney.
Right. Well, it's predictable. You don't know it. I mean, again, last time I left the dating world, all I was hearing, and
yeah,
go ahead. I have a lot of female friends. I have a lot of friends who happen to be female who are just not friends, and so we talk, and I try to give good advice, and I like everyone, I give great advice. I never listen to it or take it myself, but it's usually pretty good when it's someone else. Last I heard, 7, 8, 9, like men are emotionally available, and they never want to get serious. They just want to have sex. They just want to, they just want to screw around. And it to me, it seems like it's one of 2 extremes. Either the complete opposite, where you've got a lot of emotionally unavailable women and people in general who, we've all had our ups and downs and whatnot, and they're just pretty much out to have a great time, and that's fine. I did that when I was in my teens and my 20s and my 30s, and I won't continue. But it's different now, because it seems like I know a lot of guys, a lot of friends, and straight and gay friends that like men who want relationship, and it seems like their partners, the people they're meeting, do not. It's really wild. It's a strange world we're living in, and that's kind of fodder for this thinking person's romantic comedy with a huge twist. So it's going to be fun. I don't want to give anything away right now, but it's going to be good.
So once again, Russ, we have guests who come on the show and just give us the tip. They won't give it all to us on our segment. What is fucking up with that, Russ?
Afraid of commitment. He's afraid of commitment.
I know.
He's afraid if he gives us a little bit. If he gives us a little bit now, we won't come take it all when the show comes out. He wants to keep that tease out there.
He is
right. Well, the trick is to tease well enough where you got to lead and salivate. You got to make people want it. That's part of the game.
Russ?
That's what gives them the satisfaction. Absolutely. I mean, just I'm in there like swimwear.
What's going to happen, Ken, is after this show ends, Russ and I will have to meet at White Castle because you have just taken us there tonight. It will have to end with a large big red.
There you go. Yeah, that's something. No matter what, and Louisville, of course, we all know. Great segue for just how amazing the food is here. I mean, we are world class.
Oh, yeah.
We've won so many international awards.
Right.
I used to travel. I've been to 48 states. I used to travel all over, and we're spoiled. And not only with the inexpensive cheap drinks there in the Highlands where I live, but also with food. And but there's something about White Castle, La Bamba's, and Taco Bell, and maybe 360 Burger Boy or Barbalese open at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning when you've been out and you're just a little inebriated and you're not thinking straight, and it just makes everything better. It just makes life better. Those sliders going in. Beautiful thing.
2 men on a quest to satisfy their drunken hunger this summer, midnight after White Castle.
No, White Castle after. Wait a minute. Should that be White Castle after midnight, Russ?
I've had a little bit of enhancement tonight, so I'm going to blow the line, but I'll put the energy into it. I'll get the energy out there, and I can deliver my bad lines with the right kind of energy. So you have to accept it, man.
I stand correct. Right, you did. All right, Ken, tell us, what is Dream Realm Entertainment?
That's a friend of mine, Avery Apocalypse. He started a company, and he's been doing some films. We've got one we're working on called Long Came a Stranger. That's one of the films that he's going to bring back. It'll be probably a web series, and I'm playing the hero in that one, a good guy, which, it's fun to play both the antagonist and the protagonist. Either one, it's always a good thing. But he's doing a lot of really, really cool stuff. And then, of course, we had my great friend Harley Morris. He came out with Nailed Down. That was one that we did. It was a psychological torture thriller, but very, very twisty quality and good. We had some problems with the sound, but it was just really, really well received. And it was it's one of the first new things I've done where when he handed me the DVD and it showed that we were being carried by a distributor, a legless corporate distributor, and you went out and see it on Google. I just felt so proud to see that out there. And it's just one of the many films that we're seeing in Louisville. That's just the film industry here is taking off. And one of the quotes I love, not to get too serious or anything, but it's like I'm never trying to be better than anyone else. I want us all to make it. And literally, the acting here is just so superb. And stage and film, I really, my goal, along with many, many hundreds of other people's goals in this city, is to bring people here. You can go out and take a chance, go to California. You can go east for Broadway and stage, or go west for film, or you can stay here. And it's not the same opportunities at this point as far as making a lucrative career. A lot of us have better day jobs and whatnot as well. But what we're seeing is the talent is growing exponentially. We're getting attention. We're getting our name on the map. And with the tax breaks and everything for the film industry, I really believe that Louisville's going to take off and be something that eventually will give any other city in the country who's doing independent film, or even some mainline productions, kind of run for their money. We're raising some eyebrows. I mean, there's even some people in Hollywood who notice Louisville, the old little Louisville, and that's a beautiful thing to me. I love it. I want to bring everybody here. So
a question I would have in this is it seems like a lot of the things, the media that people are consuming on things like I only have internet with Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Prime, so I don't subscribe to any kind of cable or anything like that, or satellite. We have some of these little subscriptions, and like the House of Cards and Orange is the New Black type stuff. I'm wondering if some of the film industry people, if they're usually, what I'm hearing anyway, with people we interview are people who are doing short films or movies and stuff like this. Does anybody try to look trying to produce a pilot idea for Hulu or Netflix or something like that?
Absolutely. A lot of my friends are doing some great shows that are on YouTube for now. And it's funny, you kind of have a pecking order, and I don't want to insult anyone here, especially any of these areas who might one day produce something that I'm in, or any of us are in. But we noticed that
Ken, let me stop you for a second, Ken. On this show,
yeah.
I need a soundbite. I need a TMZ moment. You need to be able to say what you want to say, and fucking, if it offends somebody, it offends somebody. Just say it.
It's the old the Jack Arrow moment. You're the worst part I've ever seen. You haven't heard of me.
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
Well, so essentially, and it's basically because of how long they've been around. Definitely kind of the king of the hill right now with any of their original series. Hulu maybe coming in, and then you have stuff on YouTube starting to get a little more recognition, and there's a few other things here and there. And then at this point, you've got Facebook Live, which hasn't really seen anything where people are doing series yet. It's getting more views, but we joke about doing a series on the 4 people who would see it. but no, I think it's a great question, and that's definitely a way to go. And there's a lot of people who are looking at series. Also, a lot of things that people will post to producers as a one-off, they'll see it as a serialized version. They'll look at it and say, we don't love it like this, but if you could write a little bit more and we could break this into a season and we'll see how it goes. Let's launch the pilot and get some feedback, do some peer reviews, and maybe that's the way to go. And that's something that I think you're going to see more and more of in the future. And I mean, hell, one of my many, many goals is to be in a Sharknado. You got to love the sci-fi series. They're just B movies. God, what's number 5 coming out? It's like, if you could star in a major motion picture with Jennifer Lawrence or be on sci-fi Sharknado 5, what would you do? Well, I'd probably pick Jennifer, but that's a bad example. But I mean, you see these things and they're made to look like really bad B movies, which are just a wonderful genre that I'm so in love with. But I think it's all changing. It's all changing. I was at Vinyl Night at Four Pegs earlier, and albums have made a comeback, but you don't see media like that. It's all streaming, and same with videos. But I will say one thing: it's so much fun to, whether you're straight or drunk or sober, rather. It's so much fun to go to a movie, and when you see a blockbuster, something you've been waiting for that you really want to see, Star Wars, and for me, Star Trek, and the Harry Potter, everything at the movie, experiencing that there, especially the way the theaters have changed, with the reclining seats, and they're especially in Louisville, they're smart, they're putting bars in because we know we are a fucking drink town here, So how are we going to start selling more movies? Let's put a bar in there. Okay, well done. That's I went to that first time I went to that one way out in the East End. I forgot the name of it, but there were reclining seats and all that.
Right.
That's where I saw Deadpool.
Blankenbaker.
Yeah, I saw Deadpool. Yeah, I
Mm.
saw Deadpool. I'm sitting there drinking a beer in a reclining leather seat. I'm just like, yeah, this is the shit. This is what needs to happen. This is going to get me to come to the movie more. So, yeah, you know,
You
I
gotta-
know. Speaking of peace, go ahead.
Check this out, Russ. The last time I was sitting in a leather reclining seat, I was watching Activity on my sectional. I digress.
Oh yeah.
You know,
you gotta look up on.
Infamous sectional.
Live always better. Seeing something live is always much more entertaining than watching.
See, we are all on the same page.
The Reggae Sharknado is what you got to look up, man. It's I don't know if you've heard of the guys that do the Key of Awesome. They do a bunch of song parodies, and they got a whole cartoon series called Reggae Shark, and then they got one called the Reggae Sharknado. It's pretty interesting, especially if you're a little enhanced watching it. You're like, it's kind of cute.
That's gonna be
kind of cute.
Little segue.
Kind of cute.
Speaking of film, you know, one of the other things that I'm part of, you may have heard of it, like your art caravan, the buses that we have. These were buses that were donated to us, and we are, as of now, the world's only global bus theater. And yes, I said the world, which is pretty badass. Yeah, and we're bringing theater, stage production, improv, kind of game shows. Talking about bringing back drunken theater, a few other things. And one of the things we want to do also are drive-in movies, show like some really good, like, you know, classic B movies, Ed Wood and stuff like that. We've got a couple of really good ideas coming up with all some fundraisers that are going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we're looking at something with baby pools and water and, you know, some kind of a car wash scenario, if you get what I'm saying. And, you know, who knows? It's going to be fun. But, yeah, we've got a library bus like back in the day, and we were bringing books and things to events to give away to people free. We're trying to help people get the vote out as well. So we're partnering with a lot of organizations and doing some really cool shit. So it's this is a good time to be in Louisville and be in the creative community, you know, whether it's acting, writing, art, music, you know, visual art, poetry, any of that. It's exploding. I just met someone tonight from New York who did some acting there, and he's saying that he's getting 10 times the amount of opportunity here. He and his wife both, and what they were getting out there, and he loves it. So again,
let me ask you this:
love our city.
I love it too. I'm born and raised here. I know Kevin's about as redneck as they come, so he likes it too. But
right on.
Fuck you, Russ. Fuck you.
No, I mean that was a term of endearment. That was a compliment there.
All right.
My redneck buddy. No, I had a question. If you do something like let's say like you did a production of something that's well known, like Little Shop of Horrors or something, do you have to pay a licensing or to put that on, or is it just fair game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are certain things that are public domain. They've been out in the ether long enough, but almost any production like that has a royalty, and it's not cheap. I mean, that's one of the things people talk about ticket sales for theaters, and you know, 15, 18, 20, 25 bucks, and you know, we're kind of like, well, we're paying rent, we're paying electricity, we're paying our actors, which some theaters can, some can't, you know, but we're also paying a royalty. We're paying that. There's a lot of Mel Brooks movies and films we were talking about maybe doing, but the royalties are too high, and he doesn't necessarily give those up because he doesn't have to, because they're still doing so well. But then again, you know, we did Top Secret a few years ago, which is the same folks who put on Airplane, and they were fine. We've done, of course, we did Point Break, we paid for that one. Now, Star Trek, the one that I conceptualized and wrote with Joe Scott Davis and Sterling, basically, it was a parody, and there's a rule out, which I'm sure you all probably know. If you have a percentage of something that's off script and is not directly related to the actual lines of the movie, then you can call it a parody. And there's some loopholes there. You know, sometimes we're right along legally with some of the theaters here in town, and other times we kind of open up a letter to cease and desist when the show's over. No, I'm kidding, but mostly. But you parody something, and for example, Star Trek, it was one of our biggest selling productions, along with at the Alley Theater. I'm talking about the Alley now, along with Evil Dead and Point Break Live, the other shows, the Shakespeare Abridged, which that's just amazing. That's what Scott Davis and Joey Arena and JP Levingood do. The Bible Abridged, that one's always a hoot. That's funny as hell. Holy shit. You know, the thing is, like, for example, Star Trek, we took all 7 series, rolled them into one, the animated series too, and then we pulled red shirts from the audience randomly, and they had to actually wear and keep the red shirt, and they had to come out on stage and die with us. But we weren't going to get in copyright infringement on that one because we changed it so much. For example, we were making in light of Enterprise with Scott Bakula, and the character's name is Captain Archer. So of course our Archer was the cartoon Archer. You know, he's flying around a spaceship drunk off his ass, and I don't know if either one of you happened to see that production or not, but it was kind of a hoot. We had Lana and everything. I mean, you know, just for, you know, we end up, it was the first time we did it in 2014. Someone stole Scotty's brain and took it to Canada. They kidnapped him and took him to Canada. You know, Shatner's from Canada. So, but you'd be surprised. We lot of things that we do, we actually work with people who've done the original production. You know, like we did Gilk's Island musical, and Lawrence Juder, who's a Grammy Award-winning guitarist, who's part of Abbey Road and the River now, he did the music of that. He came and toured, or he came to Louisville to do a rehearsal with us, and I took him all over the city, introduced him to some people, Denny at the Monkey Ranch, a few other places when it was still open, for him to possibly play, introduced him to the Abbey Road and the River people, and literally, this is somebody who played with Paul McCartney and the Wings, and, you know, basically has won 2 Grammys. So here he is in Louisville, you know, coaching us on our musical. So we're building a lot of really great connections, and with that one, there wasn't really a royalty because we were a test market for what they were going to do with that show in Broadway. So that's the other thing, too, is a lot of things will be first run here, or things will be tried out here in a place like Louisville or Chicago or other places before they go to New York City for a run, before they go into Broadway or off Broadway there. So it's like I said, it's an amazing time to be here, and we're doing a lot of really, really great productions. It's fun. They're getting ready to do it at the LA Theater. I'm not in this one, called the Oregon Trail, and it's got a lot of improv. It's a musical, and basically it's kind of like a video game, if you will, with some improv thrown in. If you all remember that video game, the old school one,
the TRS-80. I remember it well.
Yes, it's Trash 80.
Yep.
Yes,
Bruh.
you gotta love that. And of course, the old Mac, the 9-inch screen.
Oh yeah, I played it on that one too.
Good,
Yep.
but not on a computer mod. Yeah, that's
I played
oh,
the shit out of that in middle school.
You all are too young for that, aren't you?
I'm
Shit.
43. Kevin's older than me.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
This was my 5-0 year, Ken.
No shit.
Boy. Yes, shit.
Wow.
A couple of geriatrics in here.
Yeah,
That's right,
yeah.
man. You got an Ofo and Geritol.
Yeah. Now check this out, Russ. You know somebody is somebody on this show when he has his own IMDb page. You know what IMDb is, Russ? Yeah, you in the internet movie, right? You do know that. Yeah, Ken, throw that in our face. Preach, brother.
Thanks, man. Well, that was it's kind of a misnomer because I've done so much more theatrical productions than movies right now. But all the movies I did were, at an earlier date. And a lot of things I'm trying to find out there. I've actually got to get a copy of something we did called Dead Souls Rising. It was pretty badass. It was essentially a 15-minute commercial for a zombie run that we did, the second one we did. And people liked it so much, it's a film, and we were talking about doing the advance on it, doing some more on it. But it turned out really, really well. And we shot it pretty much in a day and a half, and you can't really tell. The production value on it is pretty badass. And that's funny. Isn't it wild to you that zombies still are a thing? And I'm not hating on them. I love these zombies.
I did not.
Vampires are still a thing.
Vampires, zombies are still like hot as ever. And I thought, that movie Brad Pitt did. What was it was that zombie. What was that kind of apocalypse? What is that called? Shit.
You're talking about
up in northern Kentucky, Noah's Ark is still a thing.
Shut up, Russ. The Brad Pitt,
You mean the one in northern Kentucky?
Yeah.
No, you're talking.
No, Russ. Do not start talking about that, Russ. Good God.
No, I'm just saying. I thought we were talking about the mythological things that are still a thing.
Oh God. Well, no, Brad Pitt is. There's the that movie with what is that? It's kind of like the shit. What is damn? I know, kid. No, not Fight Club. It's a zombie. It's that zombie World War Z. There's a sequel to that.
State.
Yeah, there's a sequel to that. So my point is, when you get somebody in the caliber of Brad Pitt who's stepping up to the plate to do another zombie apocalypse, based on, and that's Max Brooks. I'm a Max Brooks guy. I'm all buying into all that stuff. I mean, that's
right.
The money is the audience is still there for zombies and vampire and sharks.
That movie was called something different in Europe. Did you know what it was?
What?
It was World War Z. World War Z, because they say Z instead of Z.
Nice.
Yeah.
Russ, what is your drink of choice? What have you been doing tonight that has you in your present state of being?
Honestly, I had one Trillium. It's a high consciousness beer from Boston, which is very hop forward. But of course,
how many bites of that gummy bear did you? How many limbs of the gummy bear that you?
Let's not talk about the specifics here.
I said gummy bear, Russ. The gummy bears, kids.
That's pretty specific.
No, that's
gummy bears.
That's
how many bites of enhancement did you have? I'm uncomfortable. Big brother. Hang up. Yeah. Frank call.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you all heard about the diet gummy bears, right? Everyone knows about that by now.
Diet?
The diet?
The sugar-free gummy bear.
Yeah, that's what we're
You gotta
talking.
be
Yeah,
kidding.
They
Russ.
give you like diarrhea, don't they?
Oh no! Apparently, it gives you apocalyptic, explosive, projectile vomit diarrhea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like literally, and of course, everyone reads this, and because we're all fucking idiots, we all have to go out and try it. So everybody wants to try it, but it's apparently, if people that Google reviews, and it's the funniest thing you've ever read. I mean, you should do an episode where you just read the Google reviews of the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, and what people, and literally, someone said, "Well, I'm going to try it," and I mean, you could go out there now and read one of them. It's just, it's funny, And one guy was so poetic about it, and just in his description, you were right there with him. You were experiencing this gut-wrenching, agonizing pain that's worse than any death he could have ever imagined. And he was basically sitting on the toilet for like 3 hours or some insane duration of time. It's incredible. And of course, everyone's like, I don't believe you to try this.
A rainbow
it's
of food? What?
It's not only that, but I mean, it's just the most intense gastrointestinal pain one has ever felt or imagined. And literally, and one guy was talking about smell, and how it was chasing his small animals away, and and how he went from the solid to the liquid to the vapor to internal organ coming out of his ass.
We have taken a right turn at Albuquerque here, because I don't even know what the hell we're talking about now.
I think it's a hard left.
A hard left.
It's literally, yeah. And apparently they're still in the market too. I don't know if that's true.
Okay. Now you know what's back in the market. Check us out. What's back in the market these days? Zima, Russ. I didn't realize this until my 20-some-year-old daughter reminded me. Dad, remember when you used to drink Zima when we were like little kids, and you put the Jolly Rancher in there? She reminded me. Back in the day, I used to do.
I hear they're really good with a sugar-free gummy bear. Their Zimas are really good with sugar.
Well, no, you put a
fizzy
Jolly
diarrhea.
Rancher.
It's a little fizzier. Yeah. Sugar-free gummy bear is going to give you a fizzier diarrhea. It'd be make for a good story.
And you can put a little sparkle too. So who doesn't want sparkle?
Ken, did you have any idea what you were getting into tonight?
None. No, a little bit.
Even better.
That's good.
Okay.
It's kind of like I do a lot of scripted shows, but I also do improv, and it's fun because
there's
anything goes, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's safe to say on Shooting from the Lip, there's a little bit of a baseline format, but it is mostly scripted. Russ elects to never read anything that I send to the group. He wants to hear it firsthand at the moment of a live show so he can respond in real time.
Hashtag Z-Maria.
There you go.
Z-Maria.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. It has been great. Now, Ken, let's look ahead, like this coming week. Where will you be at Friday? Where will you be at this coming Friday or Saturday night?
Well, so
I'm going somewhere with this.
I gotcha. I was thinking you were. I was feeling a little sensation of foreshadowing. I'm good at maybe doing rehearsals all night every week, and I've got a couple of birthday parties to go to, and then I don't have outside of rehearsals and drinking alcohol, and possibly going on a date too.
Right. Well, my vice on the weekends, Friday and Saturday nights, is to land at a local establishment that plays some very cool live music, which would mean a nice bar, which would mean good drinks, which would mean good company. So you and I will talk offline to make our connection happen, because I do want to hang out with you soon. You are a cool mofo. So, Ken, did you happen to notice the guests that were on the first segment? In no way, shape, or form did I try to coordinate tonight's show. The first part of the show, I had actors, actresses. They're doing the mystery.
I'm friends with Eric and Heather. I know them.
Right.
Yeah, they're
you're friends with them. I caught that. And then to have you on afterwards, I had no idea that I was doing somewhat of a connection. That was not my intention. But you guys clearly know. It is Louisville. There you go.
Louisville is that. We like. I think at this point in my life, it's like a negative half degree of connection, which means you're just wholly connected to everyone, and especially in the acting scene. That's not to digress, but to get back real quick on the whole dating thing. That's one of the reasons I kind of started dating outside of the community briefly, was because we're so damn incestuous. Any community or something, especially in Louisville, it's hilarious.
I got one.
No, Uh-oh.
One man mistakenly drops a gummy bear into his Zima. One middle-aged man mistakenly drops a gummy bear in his Zima this summer, Zima-ria. And it would be kind of like a thriller, but a kind of a nightmare. And he was going out and he was sugar-free gummy bear roofying some of his dates just because he was into the whole flatulent thing. You know, it's just like a whole dark comedy.
Wow, Russ. Good God. Okay, that's just okay. We can try it.
Dark mind.
Yeah.
Zima-ria.
Anyways.
The title got it. We got to work it out.